Dude mode. Operating at max efficiency. Operating at max efficiency.
The fuck is that? Are you gonna do the thing or like what?
Should I do the thing?
Oh my fucking god. I'm just gonna eat my rice.
Yo, what is up,
spell out-
guys?
Oh my-
Welcome to episode number 7 of the Max Efficiency Podcast. Today, we are joined by the lovely guests of Chris, Merlyn, and Ashton. Everyone's been on the podcast before. We were trying to get Ryan on, but he's moving today, so, unfortunate. Unfortunate
You got
timing.
stopped by TSA.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, his cameras. He had to.
Yeah. That's happened to me, but with magic cards.
Is this
Honestly-
a motherfucking bomb?
Pretty much, yeah. Because if you take like the magic cards like through it, and I'm sure it's the same with the camera, you just get like this block in the scanner. There's like, giant rectangle in a book bag. And I think I had like charging wires in there too, so it's just
Oh
solid
no.
gray with wires sticking off of it.
Oh, that's actually terrible. That's just stupid.
Speaking
Yeah.
of bombs, Andy, what is our topic for today?
That's so fucking bad.
Yeah. Wait. Oh. Oh.
Dude, you're gonna drive me to the fucking wall, man.
I know.
Today we're gonna be talking about video games. But first, we got a little bit of an icebreaker. Just one question today. Chris is actually the one who came up with this question.
Yep.
He also wasn't supposed to be on this episode, but you just kind of dragged him into
Yep.
this one. So I'm pretty sure he already has an answer. But if you were a plant, what plant would you choose to be?
I have a question for this question.
Okay.
Does the plant have to be real?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, I can open it up. All right. I've got.
Uh-huh.
I've thought about this probably more times than I should. Saguaro cactus.
I swore. What the fuck?
That's so
Yeah.
specific.
You know the guys who like they do like that or whatever. You know, they got their arms
Yeah.
up.
Uh huh.
Be in the desert. Be all prickly, you know. And I'd be a fucking cactus. You ever seen one of those like the clip art images of those with like the cowboy hats on? I would love to be one of those.
Isn't there a Flash game about that too?
Maybe I could be in games too. Everyone loves cactuses.
Cacti. Cacti.
Sorry. Whoops.
I hate you
Cacti.
guys. No.
Yes.
Cacti.
No.
So yeah, cactus.
I had to Google this, but it's called a stinking corpse lily. And it is the national plant of Indonesia, and it's this gigantic plant that sits on the ground, and it's so smelly, but it's huge and no one goes near it. And I just want to keep it that way. I just want
That's
to
what you want to be. It's just be stinky and away
grow
from people.
and just stink it up.
That's fair, honestly. That's understandable.
One sec, my voice meter bugged out, I think. One sec.
You sound fun. Oh, there
Oh.
she goes.
Oh,
Well,
she
in the
is.
meantime, Ashton, what plant?
I was gonna say I was gonna be the fucking tree from Harry Potter that just slaps anything that comes near it. Whomping Willow. But I can't be fake plants, so I'd have to say probably fucking sunflower, because, I'm tall. I'm tall and skinny, so...
I think
Andy?
for this one I gotta go with a lemon tree. And I talked to Chris about this one. It's all because of the
Oh,
phrase, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. No, you're just fucking stupid if you make lemonade, because you can't make more trees and make more lemons if you just make lemonade. Right? So you plant the lemon seeds to get more lemon trees, to get more lemons. So why not just be a lemon tree?
But you could still make the lemonade out of the lemons.
Who puts seeds
Nope.
in their lemonade?
Nope.
I also think
Seeds to
lemon
lemonade.
trees don't just give you one lemon. I think you get multiple lemons.
Well, that's the point. You get when life gives you lemons,
But
you don't
that-
just
Okay,
make the
but what
lemonade.
happens
you
when you
plant the
maximize
trees.
lemon production? You just have a million lemons. What are you gonna do with it?
Eat them.
Oh.
Just eat 'em?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
That's
You
good.
only
Say.
get to eat the lemons.
I was gonna say the phrase doesn't specify how many lemons, so you could get like one, you could get like a few, or you could get a fucking monopoly on lemons. Like she's like, all right,
Yeah.
here's a monopoly. Go have fun. You can just short out monopoly, or like the world's supply of lemons, and just skyrocket the prices. I mean, like having children be like, "Hey, grandma, what was it like to have lemons? Please tell me."
Actually, life can't give you lemons because lemons are man-made.
Oh shit! Fuck you, life. Holy shit.
Just a fun biology fact from the local biology major here.
Yeah, Merlyn's the
of
biology
course,
major now.
Merlyn.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Andy, what is on the agenda besides lemons? Please don't tell me this whole podcast is just lemons.
Stop
Nope,
video
that's
games,
it. Thank you guys
lemons.
for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Wait, Andy, cover the T on your shirt.
Oh
Lemon
It says,
swimming.
wait, it says lemon swimming.
shit! I was supposed
That's
to change my
great.
shirt. Oh well.
Whatever.
That's fine. But yeah, so I guess the first question, first thing I want to talk about is like preference of video games, because obviously the topic we went over this is video games. We are a video game channel. Typically, this is like the one thing that's not video game related on this channel. For now.
For now.
But yeah, what's your guys' preference versus like single player versus multiplayer? And do you guys have a preference? Obviously there's advantages to both. So like break that down for me. What is your guys' personal thing on like single player, multiplayer, and that kind of debate?
For me, it's like multiplayer, hands down. Like the whole reason I think I play video games is like half the game, you know, but like half the people I'm playing it with. So if I'm not playing with fun people, then like I'm just not having fun. Like who wants to play with randoms in Apex Legends, you know? Like just on the I guess multiplayer, but like with people, you know, would be my kind of opinion on that. Because I would rather play like a single player game than a game like, you know, Apex Legends with just a random like partner. But if I have a friend, you know, then there's no end to the amount that I can like torment them or just, you know, we can share the experience of gaming together. That's so that for me it's multiplayer, hands down. I go crazy if I'm playing a single player game for too long by myself. It's only like a few I can stand.
I was expecting like a large speech about like friendship and playing multiplayer
No.
games together. Like I just sense those building up.
It's more about the torment.
The torment, yeah.
Fair enough.
I think I like playing single player games like on my downtime. Like if I'm not like in a call with anyone and I'm just chilling, I think single player games are good for that. And I need like a lot of single player games. You kind of need to pay attention to what's going on. But I feel like in a lot of multiplayer games, I can kind of like just turn my brain off a little bit and just like try to like play as best as I can and not really think about like the world that I'm in and everything like that. So I don't really have a preference.
Ashton,
I
on you,
thought
buddy.
I wasn't. I thought Merlyn was gonna keep going. But with Merlyn, I prefer single player games. Like, while I do love multiplayer games, it's just I like immersing myself in the world. That's why I like Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077.
2020.
2020, yeah, Cyberpunk 2020. I'm really excited for that. I really like immersing myself in like the large worlds. Played a lot of Skyrim. I have like 2 copies of it, which isn't a lot compared to like most people, but just single player games I enjoy a lot more.
Honestly, for
Do
me,
most
it's
people
like-
own more than 2 copies of Skyrim?
I'm in a Facebook group with like Skyrim, people's like, oh yeah, I got it for pretty much all my consoles. I got like the VR version for PC. I got the collector's edition. I got it for the Switch. Like each time it comes out, it's like how people keep buying Overwatch for like all their systems. It's that for Skyrim because they keep re-releasing it, and they're like, all right, might as well buy it.
$60 every single time?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
And they haven't released like any new DLC or anything. There's like
I mean,
$60, you get all the old DLC.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's
It's a good game, but it's not that good.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have it for 2 different systems? That's the real question.
Yeah, I got it for
Okay.
360 when my aunt introduced it to me, and then when I got a PC, I got it for that because I wanted to mod it out. And I didn't go for like any of the funny ones, like Thomas the Tank Engine as fucking dragons, which is top tier. But like I modded to the point where at night you fucking couldn't see like 2 feet in front of you without having a torch. Because graphic mods.
Oh, okay. Cool on.
Yeah.
So you purposely
you?
made it more difficult for yourself? Wait, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this.
I wanted to, because like the game's fucking old, so I wanted to get like graphic enhancing mods. So instead of it looking like it came out in 2008, the graphics were updated. So like a lot of the water was better, the trees were better, everything like that. And that also happened to do with the lighting. Like it was before whatever the fuck the ray tracing shit is, but it still made like the lighting a lot better. But I don't tend to look at the screenshots. I'm like, oh, this sounds cool, so I'll download it through the Steam Workshop. And I get in, it turns nighttime. I'm like, oh wow, it's like really fucking dark.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for myself, it's just like I prefer games that I can do both in, you know, because like for me, I can play Monster Hunter both by myself and with other people, right? And that's one of my favorite games. And it's a game that I like to play a lot, and I have probably 500 hours in World, I think. But yeah, I just like I prefer games I can do both in. For the same reason that like Merlyn and Chris kind of gave, is like, all right, well, I can play by myself when I'm just say I have downtime, or like I can play with people that I like enjoy and stuff. I never play with randoms because I know randoms are gonna triple cart and waste my money and all that shit and waste my fucking time, waste 30 minutes of my life. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did that once before, never doing that again. But yeah, no, it's just like I feel like there's been in the past there's been talks of like, all right, well, what do people like better? Why do they like it better? Like, and there's obviously like different genres based on just multiplayer and single player games. But like for you guys, is there like a single game that kind of sticks out in your mind when it comes to, especially when it comes to single player games, that is just like hands down just like fantastic? I know Ashton already kind of specified that he likes Skyrim, so if there's like something else that you want to like mention here, like what kind of games and like genre of games within like that single player realm do you guys like really like and like really enjoy?
I really like a lot of just kind of weird like indie games, I guess, that are like not unheard of, but it's just sort of like you know, not necessarily like AAA titles like, I don't know, like Skyrim would be. One in particular that comes to mind is this game called Pixel Piracy. I'm sure you have all heard me rant about that game before, but it's like you have like these little pirate guys, and then you just go around and you just destroy other little pirate guys' ships. It's just like all AI, but you know, you can like build up your like ship and stuff, and you gotta like hire new crew members, and you gotta go like defeat all these different pirates, and I just get so obsessed with it. It's just like a 2D like kind of side-scrolling thing, but like I think I've dumped like 70 something hours into it so far, and I plan on more. So
I plan on
yeah.
I plan on more. Love that. My game hands down, my favorite game hands down is Bioshock, like the whole Bioshock series, it was just kind of one of my first games that I've ever played, and it's just I guess it counts as a shooter slash steampunk slash thriller slash survival horror. There's a lot of genres involved, but I think it's just so creative. For those who don't know, it's about like so Bioshock 1 and 2 is about an underwater city. Well, Bioshock Infinite was about a city up in the sky. And I love the world building in that game. I think it's so important for a good game to really feel like you're in a different space, like you're inhabiting, like all the gameplay in it ties together so that you're inhabiting the space that you're in. I think is really important. And I think Bioshock definitely does that for me.
For me, like one thing I wanted to bring up while Andy was talking about like playing one for both. While I do like Skyrim, I personally am more of like a sci-fi guy as much as I love fantasy as well. So I really like the Titanfall games, both 1 and 2. I really enjoy them, and I think Titanfall 2 has like a really great campaign, and I really love it. And I actually been having an urge to go and just play it again and try to find both multiplayer and just play through the campaign. But one thing I wished was like, and I know a lot of people complained about it when it came out for the first Titanfall, how they included the campaign within the multiplayer. So you had to play multiplayer, and you kind of had to get lucky with getting missions to get it in like chronological order and everything, which is a shame because I felt like there's a lot of info and lore that you could miss out just because like they did that poorly. But Titanfall 2, top tier.
Dude, Lego game. All the Lego games, though. Let's be real here.
Yes.
This is
Okay.
true.
Yes.
All the Lego games are insane.
But which
Like, I'm
one's the
surprised
best?
none of you guys mentioned any of this, cause like the Lego
Because you had
games
single player,
are
right?
phenomenal.
I always
like,
play the
they're,
Lego
like,
games like another
kind of
friend.
like co-op, yeah. Well, like you
Yeah,
can
they're
play
co-op.
them.
Yeah.
I consider them single player games because, like, at least for me, I kind of played them solo. Just because I
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and like they're kind of built that way. Until recently, you couldn't really like even go into another direction if your teammate or your partner was just like standing there, because the
True,
screen
true.
would just like
Yeah.
expand as much as it could, and you couldn't go anywhere then.
The way
Yeah.
they handle that is still kind of weird.
Oh no, it's still really fucking weird, but like,
Yeah.
so that's why I guess kind of why I consider it like a single player game, because like it's better to play it single, at least with the camera, at least. But yeah, no, especially the Star Wars ones, like the early Star Wars ones were really good
True.
Mhm.
because they were able to add so much humor without even having voice actors at all.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Oh my
humor
God,
there
yeah.
was just so good, and like as a
There was
kid,
so much
I obviously.
content too.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh,
there was
yeah.
so much content in all of those games. Like that, Indiana Jones, Lego Batman. It's like
Harry
everything.
Potter.
Like yeah,
Fucking-
I probably played those games like for like hundreds of hours, and I never like got bored of them too. They're, like so replayable as well. Like it's crazy.
For the Lego games, like I love all the Lego games, Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Indiana Jones, all that jazz. They're great, and like I know we talked about in a previous podcast about like possibly getting like raging and stuff during games. I think I might have mentioned it on the last one I was at, or maybe I didn't. I'm just crazy, but fuck Lego Star Saga for the DS. That shit was
Yeah.
like it was good, but there's a mission on Hoth where you have to fly around and trip up the AT-ATs.
Oh my God, I played that.
And
yeah.
They never tell you that you have to use the fucking stylus to fly around. And I
Yep.
spent probably a good like 5 hours
Yep.
straight trying to fucking figure it out. And I almost threw my fucking DS out a window.
That's
because
what
they never tell
walkthroughs are
you.
for.
Oh my God.
I was so pissed.
I had a similar experience to that because I always played all the Lego games on the PS2, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And on
yeah.
Lego Star Wars episode, I think it was like, episode 1, there's that fucking mission where you're like you're pod racing, right? You're Anakin and you're pod racing
Oh my
through.
god.
That is the to this day, I stand by this. That is the hardest level in any game ever. Dark Souls, no, fuck that.
Dark
Lego Star
Souls
Wars
found
pod
dead.
racing. Yeah. Oh my god. And the worst part was, I think it starts you with inverted controls. So like when you're trying to move, it inverts the direction. So it makes no sense. Like there's no reason. It just does it.
See,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to-
think you've lived until you've played all of the Lego games on the iPad 1, which is what I did as a child.
Oh my
I played
God.
all the fucking Lego games on the iPad 1 with tilt controls. So I think y'all should
How?
get on my level.
That sounds
How did you
fucking
even?
It
terrible.
was a nightmare.
Fucking
Is
tilt
it on the App
controls.
Store? Like, do they have them?
It was on the App Store. I don't know if it's still on the App Store, but it used to be on the App Store.
That's
That's
messed
fucking
up.
wild.
Mm.
That's actually
Yeah.
wild.
Ugh.
No, Chris, I know exactly what level that is. Cause I didn't even beat that level. I think my brother did that. I think my brother beat it, and like when we were doing the hunt, when like we finally beat the game, and we were trying to 100% the game, we realized that we'd have to replay that, and we said, "Fuck it, we're not 100%ing this game. We're getting as close as possible, but we're not 100%ing this game because we cannot go through that shit again. Like mentally,
It was
we
even
can't
harder
handle
with like a
that.
teammate. If you had a friend playing with you, you have two pods, and if one of you dies, it like
Oh, you're
resets you
right.
back to the last checkpoint.
You're
Yeah.
right.
No. That sucks.
Sounds brutal.
I forgot about that.
Maybe we'll do a Lego Star Wars any percent speed run on
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
on Dude Mode
Please.
sometime.
Every time we die on that mission, we plant a tree.
Oh god.
No, permadeath
no.
Lego Star Wars.
Permadeath. The
Permanent
no death run.
Oh my fucking god, that sounds awful.
Andy,
Yeah.
are your eyebrows stressed as what? The way you're
Dude, I'm
fucking
like trying
stroking
to
your
wrap my
eyebrows?
I'm like trying to wrap my head around that fucking like just doing that again. I don't want to.
He's gonna have trauma.
Like fuck.
He's gonna need two therapists, one for Fall Guys and one for Lego Star Wars.
Dude, don't even get me started on Fall Guys.
I want him to get up to
Holy
3.
Fuck. That game is nasty. That game's insane. So yeah, those are like that's kind of like my single player game that kind of sticks out in my head at least. I think that's the. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Fuck.
I know. For me, I have it fucking hanging on my wall. I played it on the PS2 a lot, like just all the Jack and Dexter games.
Mhm.
I think those games
Mm.
were fire. And I was working through like playing them chronologically and beating them, and then I lost my Jack and Dexter 2 disc, and I don't know where the fuck it went.
No.
I think these past like few years have been really good for like people our age because a lot of like old games are being rebooted.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Ratchet and Clank are like all getting rebooted, and those are like I grew up playing those games. You know, they just have to reboot Pajama Sam now. Come on, let's do it.
Pajama Sam.
Everyone, Club Penguin 2.0, where is it? I
Oh
need
my
it.
god. They also
No,
rebooted
that's-
Battle for Bikini Bottom as well.
I saw that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Rehydrated.
And oh, they're
Very
redoing
good.
Tony Hawk.
No way.
Like next month. Yeah, there's
Oh
the
my
new one's
God.
coming out next month. I already have a pre-order. Very
Okay.
excited.
I'm not surprised.
Nice.
You know what they need to redo? They need to redo the Lion King game for the Sega Genesis.
Oh my
guys ever played
god.
that? Have you guys ever played
No.
that
Pain in
game?
the ass.
No.
Oh my god. Dude, I can't get past because there's no save points throughout that entire game. If you like
It's
turn it
awful.
off, you're reset at the beginning.
No. What?
That's
And you can't like I could not even as like when I was like in my teens, I could not get past like the first level. I just couldn't. It's that game is that difficult. And maybe I'm just
Who makes a
maybe
game
I'm
without
just really
save
shit.
points? That's crazy. Like what?
it was Sega Genesis. They didn't fucking care. They're just like, all right,
Yeah.
here's a game for a movie. Let's go.
I
Yeah.
think they should reboot. This is gonna be a really weird pull, but the Ice Age game they made for the Game Boy back in like 2000. I think
I
they
didn't
need
even
to
realize they
reboot that.
made one. What?
There's an Ice Age game. I remember playing. There was a Ninja Turtles game for the Wii that was really good. Wii Sports Resort. Where is it for the Switch? Let's do
True.
it. Come on, Nintendo. We need to do it.
We need the Wii 2.
The Wii 2.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
the
so
Wii
we
U,
already-
the Wii 2.
I was gonna say we already have a second Wii, and the second Wii was
Garbage.
yeah, not great.
Yeah, true. I think that they just need to reboot. Like the Wii was just a good console. Like I would still use a Wii today if they had like updated games for a Wii.
Just upgrade
Just
the
like
motion
makes
controls
sense.
and shit.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Just
Just
upgrade
upgrade
the
the
motion
tech.
controls and like dude,
The
the
hardware.
fucking controllers. If you disconnected a controller, reconnecting that shit was a bitch.
Fact.
Oh my god.
Use
Dude,
better
the-
sensor bar technology
Mhm.
too.
Like I still know people who use Wii controllers, like hook them up to like a Switch or something, and still use them to like play games
What?
with. Yeah, like just if they have friends over or something, or like Mario
I
Kart or
mean-
whatever, they still use.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, like even during like the Wii U days, like people were still playing instead of playing Smash at tournaments on a GameCube controller, like literally everyone else, they had a Wii and like a Wiimote and a nunchuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you? Who are you?
The thing about those controllers that were so cool was the attachments you could buy for them. Like I miss when people did that, where you could buy like you could get a wheel if you wanted to play Mario Kart and just slot
Yeah.
your controller, or like there was like a gun. You can't do that anymore. I can't slot my PlayStation controller into a fucking wheel.
my fucking
Um,
keyboard, like just like.
Can we just yeah. Yeah. And like what is this shit? You know?
Yeah.
That's called a cup holder.
Yeah, that's a cup holder.
When you're playing
Yeah.
VR, you put it in there. You just
Oh
Yeah.
wait, that's a VR controller.
Yeah, this is the Oculus Quest. That's what they all look like though, kind of. It looks like a fucking like a Wii remote mixed with like the nunchuck. It's
I don't know
cool.
what I thought that was. I thought that was for your microphone. I
No.
was like, why the fuck are you so holding up something for your microphone as like a controller? What the shit? Also, make controllers better for people with long fingers and like big hands, because
Yes.
like dude, when I hold this, when I hold my PlayStation controller, my middle fingers hit each other. Like this shit should not be happening. Like I sit there like this. It's just like fucking ridiculous.
I want to petition to make the Switch controller or the Switch Joy-Cons larger. Like keep all the tech inside. That's
Yeah, they're
good.
tiny
Just make them
podcasts.
fucking large because my hands cramp playing them. That's why like I haven't touched my Switch because I don't like my hands cramping.
Yeah, no, I
Thing
agree
is that
100%.
you, me, and Andy are all over 6 foot. So like we're what like how tall are you, Andy?
I'm 5'11", but basically I'm like kind of.
Oh, I thought you were 6 foot.
No,
Oh,
I'm
I thought you were
5'11".
way taller. So you got like long fingers. So then Ash and I are both like 6'4". So it's like we got
Yeah.
like the long
Short people club. Although even for me, the Switch controller is like small and my hands cramp up too.
Yeah, no, that shit like
Yeah,
even
that's
like holding, even if you keep it on the Switch, like it's still like weird
Yeah.
because then it's like too
uncom-
big.
Yeah, I think that what's cool is about the DS is that the buttons were small, but like it was small enough to kind of hold to where you didn't have to.
Well,
you
that's
could
because the
hold it before
screen
you
you could
wanted it.
hold the screen with your thumbs. Like you could like flip it open
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
Your-
your
because
thumbs
I
can be,
think when I actually let me grab a DS real quick, 1 sec.
He's gonna
'Cause I
he's
have
gonna
the-
go do
I
a
have that at the ready,
demonstration.
apparently. It's a
What color
3DS,
does he have?
so it's
Blue.
Like, it's like one of the newer ones, right? So it's a 3DS, but yeah. So basically, when it comes down to holding it, I like hold it like this, and so whenever I need to press the bumpers, it's just like instantly down, and I kind of like the creases on my fingers just kind of hit that. I don't even pull all the way down, but yeah, like that shit
True.
was nice.
Huh.
what are your guys' favorite consoles?
Favorite
Ew.
consoles.
Nintendo
Not including
64.
PC.
Nintendo 64.
Not including PC.
Because the controller doesn't make sense.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
oh
don't
is
know
that
how
the
to hold that
fucking one that's
controller.
like?
It's the one
Yeah.
with the D-pad on the
Hold on.
left. The
I gotta look up an N64 controller.
the
Analog
buttons
in
on
the middle.
right, and there's there's the stick in the middle, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, what is this? It's like you have to have like either 3 hands or like you could use like your like teeth, like you hold it and you like lean in, and, like, you know. I don't know.
Well, like they have the side thing, so like to show like, hey, you can hold this with 2 hands, but the only way to use the analog is like you gotta hold it in the middle. He's like,
Grip it in the middle and use your like one hand. Like you gotta do it
yeah,
like this.
your one hand just has to touch everything back here.
I mean, also to be fair, the N64 is also like has a lot of nostalgic games, so like that's also a reason
That's
why.
fair. Yeah.
Like Pokemon
It doesn't
Snap,
mean this
dude,
controller has to
fucking
be shit.
insane. Oh yeah, no, the controller is garbage, but no, there were a lot of good games. Drunk driving, Mario Kart. You guys haven't done that because you guys are too young to do that.
True.
But like playing Mario Kart with that controller while also inebriated at the same time is fucking impossible. It's great.
I feel like you almost have to be intoxicated to like use that thing properly. Like I feel like that's what its
You
purpose
gotta be
is
loose
to
enough.
Yeah. Oh man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. The for me probably like the PS2 one. I got like so much use out of that thing. Like first like games I ever played were on like the PS2. I think I got one for like my 6th birthday or something. Like I don't know. But
Damn,
so the PS2,
all right.
and then like the Nintendo DSi because of Flipnote Studio. Does anyone did ever
Is
did you
that
guys
the upgrade
ever-
to PictoChat?
No, it had PictoChat too. Flipnote Studio was like the one where you could like it's like this like flip books, right? Like you draw like
Yeah.
you get a
Yeah.
thing of art.
Yeah.
It was that, but it was in like it was just a program on the DS. So you draw a frame and then you'd move it and you would do like these frame by frame animations. And people
That's
had
sick.
like these crazy like they did so much cool stuff with it too. Like there was this animation of these birds like dancing that I remember. And they just it's just like a 30-second long animation of these birds just doing this weird like dance. But it was like really well animated.
But Chris, you can do that with paper.
That is much fun. And you're killing trees.
True.
Mm.
That's a good point.
Merlyn hates trees.
Really.
I hate trees.
Confirmed.
What can I say?
Yeah.
That's why if you see me out in the wild, I'm probably just punching a tree.
Oh,
Fucking Steve from Minecraft.
he's trying to play Minecraft IRL.
This is
Yeah.
controversial, but I think like a really nostalgic console for me is the PlayStation Portable, the
Oh my
PSP.
god.
PSP. Oh my
Because-
god, I owned one of those.
Yeah, it was like my aunt gave it to me for like my 9th birthday, and I just remember playing GTA on it because I was 9 years old. No one like checked what games were on it, and I playing. It was GTA Liberty City. I was playing that with my sister, and like we literally knew all the cheat codes like in our head. And we had like muscle memory of the cheat codes down, and we would literally never die during a police raid because we would just heal over and over. And I think that explains a lot about who I am today.
Merlyn, you want to know something kind of weird?
What's up?
My aunt also gave me a PSP for my 9th
Oh
birthday.
my god.
Yeah.
It has
yeah.
GTA on it.
That's why I
The
got it. No, it
aunts
didn't have
in
GTA
this
on it.
group are so cool. We got some
Yep.
cool aunts.
Speaking of
Very
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
PSP, there was a game that I used to play on PC. It was a Sid Meier's game. And that they ported it to the PSP. He made a pirates game where you played as a pirate and like you gotta sail around like just fucking attacking people and like sneaking into ports to do shit like or sneak out of jail and shit like that. I played that so much and like then I got on the PSP. I'm like, this shit's great. I played.
The worst part about the PSP though was like the actual game cartridges because
Oh,
they
yeah.
were like discs that you had to like slot in to like the back of it and then close it. But if they got like scratched up at all, like the cases were like really terrible for them too. So if they got like scratched up or like the thing just kind of got bent a little bit, it's like over. Like you're never fixing that thing.
I never had a PSP. I'm gonna be real.
Oh,
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 never mind.
there
Merlyn
she
just
goes.
was not having it with the
Keeps-
PSP.
It just keeps
splendor.
roboting out and then like going
Oh,
silent.
that's me.
Oh.
Oh.
With truck on.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I never had a PSP. That was never like a console that I ever like want. I grew up in like a very like Nintendo house. It was
That's
always
fair.
like I think the first console I had was this was like it wasn't even mine. It was like my brother's. It was like the Sega Genesis, and then it was I can't remember what Nintendo system it was, and then it was like the Game Boy Color, and then there was like the Game Boy Advance SP, and then I got a PlayStation 2 somewhere in there, and I got a shit ton of use out of that, and then somewhere along the lines I got an Xbox 360. Did not use that whatsoever. It's behind me in the armoire. I just, it's not even plugged in. It's like a paperweight. I don't know. It's like a really big, expensive paperweight. I might take it apart and like do something with the parts, but I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Like I never really had, and then I have the PS4 and I have my PC. But yeah, never had the PSP. Never.
To be fair, it wasn't that good of a console, and it was also
It's
like kind of
not.
short-lived too. Like it never really took off. I think the PS Vita is like the new like
Yeah.
version of it, right? I think I also
don't
find
think
it kind of
anyone
interesting
uses it.
how
Not really.
yeah, I kind of find it interesting though how there's like specific like certain people have certain like households for like one console, like because I never had the only Nintendo system I've ever owned is a DSi, and I got like a ton of use out of it. But I wasn't like a very I didn't have a Wii, didn't have like any of that other stuff. But I had like the PSP, PS. I just got an email. Sorry, PSP, PlayStation 2, all that stuff. And then it's like I kind of think midway through like my childhood though, like probably age 11, I just switched over to like PC gaming entirely. So I'm like kind of curious, like at what point did you guys like, are you still console users, or like did you just kind of completely switch over to like PC at some point?
I
I
feel
mean,
like
yeah. I mean, for me, absolutely, because I'm always talking about like playing Call of Duty, and I know for a fact I'm not playing Call of Duty on my PC, and my PS4 is right over here. And then on top of that, like
Yeah.
whenever I do want to play like a Switch game, like Smash or something, I turn around because my Switch is behind there and my TV's over there. But yeah, so like for me, like there's a couple games that I really like to play that just I can't play on my PC, so I might as well just play them on a console. So I'm still kind of on that hybrid shit. So
I know you're a big controller guy too. Like even with PC, it's like Fall Guys, you use a controller,
Yeah.
or like a lot of other games, like even in Apex sometimes, don't you use like you switch over to a controller?
Yeah, it's kind of like a comfort thing. I did play a lot of I did put a lot of time into. I have like throughout my life put a lot of time into Call of Duty and Halo, just with my cousins and shit. So like I've played like a shit ton of like Halo 2, Halo 3, with them, and then on top of that like I've been playing Call of Duty since like Call of Duty 2 with them as well, and then I put a fuck ton of time into Black Ops 3. So yeah, it's just shooting games is a lot more comfortable for me sometimes, and then when it comes to Fall Guys, I don't know what it is. It's just a lot more. It's just a lot more entertaining with a controller. It just feels like this really stupid game. So let's on the PC. So let's play it with something that's not conventional for a PC, which is the controller, right? And it just feels. It honestly, it just feels right because I can keep moving and do all my like camera control while just jumping with like the triggers and shit. So
Makes sense.
yeah, it's just comfortable.
See, I feel like it feels a lot more comfortable for me to play third-person games with a controller, and for me to play first-person games like with a keyboard and mouse. I don't know. I think it's because first-person games are a lot more like aim heavy, and third-person games
Yeah.
are really movement heavy. And I think a controller is better for movement, but a keyboard is better for aiming.
True. Yeah. I think a controller can like feel better in some cases too, because that was like my thing with Fall Guys is like the it's sort of like it's a platformer like largely, like
Yeah.
if you think about it. So like I think I think platformers work much better on controller. I don't know what that is. I think it's just like
It's probably the fact that on the keyboard you can only go front, back, left, and right. Or you can like switch between like going forward and then going a little bit left and then going. But like on the controller, you can actually control the direction you go a lot more because it's a 360, not a 90-degree difference.
it's
Thank you
also
for
not a-
yes, exactly.
on controller, it's also you can kind of adjust, so you can like kind of walk forward. Where on keyboard, it's just like, hey, you're either gonna not move or you're gonna full send it. You don't really
Yeah.
have an in
Yeah.
between.
Mm-hmm. How hard will I press the W key?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
determines my movement. I need a pressure sensor like in the keyboard.
Yeah.
That'd be kind
No,
of weird.
it also just depends on like what you're used to, I guess. Oh fuck. I
True.
fucking turned on my PS4 and now it's like making my computer like shit the bed because it's hooked up. Give me a second. Wait.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound like
Yeah.
In the meantime, Merlyn, Ashton, what about you guys? Controller, or not controller,
I find
console,
myself
PC?
only using consoles when there are console exclusives that I want to play. But otherwise, if there's a PC option, I'll play on PC.
I'm the same way. I usually grab, or like I have, besides the fact that I have a PS4 for like the exclusives, I got it just so I can play with some of my friends because up until recently they haven't had a PC to play on, so we'd spend a lot of time just playing on the PS4. Plus, I like grabbing the exclusives. Like after like a lot of my friends moved to PC gaming, the only reason I stayed with Xbox is because I wanted to play Halo, and that's the only reason I kept getting both because I enjoyed, especially with PS4, I enjoyed a lot of the PS4 exclusives a lot better, like Horizon Zero Dawn and things like that.
Which is now on PC.
Yeah, it's now on PC, and I'm really tempted to buy it so I can
Yeah.
play it on PC.
Yeah, I guess it also kind of depends on what like your friends are doing too. Because like I guess the reason I moved to PC so quickly is because all of my friends were like playing like PC Minecraft like really early on for like so long. So at a point where I had I think I got an Xbox 360 for like a little bit, right? But like kind of like Andy, mine's just like a glorified paperweight like back in my like house back home now, and we never really played it. And we just basically stuck with PC, and I think that's the reason like I've just stuck with PC all the way through because I never had friends that were like playing on console. But like Andy, like I'm sure you had like a bunch of friends who were like, and like your cousins and stuff. You've talked about that before, right? Like they play on
Well,
console
yeah.
sometimes.
So my cousins actually don't have PCs.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who has like a gaming PC, even though like right now I'm shitting the bed because of the fucking internet.
His modem.
Yeah, dude, it should be coming in tomorrow. Fingers fucking
Let's go.
crossed.
Thank the Lord.
But yeah, so that'll be like that's like a big thing. A big thing for me was always like what my cousins were doing, and we were always split. Like there was always like there's like 7 of us that like had a console, and because my brother doesn't live with me, like he had his own console, whereas I had my own. But like it was always like, all right, well, like some of us are getting Xbox and some of us are getting PS4 because of X, Y, and Z reason. And so like more of my friends were getting like PlayStation. So I was like, all right, well, I'll get a PS4, right? So it does matter like who you're around and like what like who you're planning on playing with, especially if it's gonna be like multiplayer games. But like nowadays, like a lot of games are like fucking cross-platform, so it really doesn't matter, because they want to include as much as possible. Like I'm waiting for the day when Fall Guys goes cross-platform, so I can just play with literally everyone. I'm excited for that.
Oh no.
I'm excited for all the console players to understand the pain of like experiencing the fucking flight hacks that we dealt with last night. That shit was dumb. This man, final round, zoom.
He just took off.
It must be a lot harder to hack on console too.
It is like,
Yeah.
and honestly, it is because the internet capabilities are a lot like more restricted, and and it's a lot more of a pain in the ass to get like hacks in. Like even hacking on, because I used to do this on Pokemon to get like cheated in Pokemon and shit. Like even that was a pain in the ass because you got to go through like 5 to 10 different fucking steps just to set it up, and then you have to go through another like 10 to 15 steps just to get the single Pokemon, and it's just so much work to do just to cheat. It's like, all right, well, fuck that. Like every single time you run into a hacker in Call of Duty or whatever, with a cross-platform game, you're typically dealing with someone who's on like a PC. Like it's just so much easier to hack on a PC. It's just fucking stupid. Don't hack.
Yeah. Get good.
It is kind of funny though. Like the Fall Guys hacks were kind of
They're just so ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous place to be hacking.
True. It's just such a ridiculous game, like, just to even start with. It's like the fact that like people are hacking on, I don't know. I found it pretty funny. Like the fact that this guy, this like little jelly bean, just floats up, just flies to the end of the map. Because a game, like a game with that kind of like art style and like just the general premise should not be so infuriating. That is what I love about it. Is that people get so myself included, get so mad at jelly beans playing Wipeout. It's more intense than
I'm
it
waiting
should
for the jelly bean lore, dude. I'm waiting for the jelly bean lore.
Fall
I
Guys
want to know
lore.
why
Yeah.
they're
Oh my
in
God.
skin suits. I want to know like what's going on. What the fuck is happening? Why does slime kill jelly beans? All right, I want to know the lore. Okay, give me lore in season 2, please.
I want them to add power-ups into Fall Guys. Like, this is
Oh,
coming from
man.
someone who's only seen some gameplay. I've never played it personally. I want them to pretty much be like a running fucking Mario Kart where you can get power-ups and shit and just like knock people off the mountain or like knock them back down the mountain and shit.
That would
or
be
affect
interesting, I
them.
think.
But also so infuriating.
There's,
Like it would just add
there's so
another
much
level of
griefing as
anger.
like there's so much griefing as there is now, without those power ups, is kind of crazy.
Exactly. That's why you
So,
add
I wanna-
power
I wanna
ups.
see
would
them
be
do-
down, honestly.
I think I talked to Chris about this last night. I want to see them do what they like Warzone started doing with hackers. It just throw all
Oh,
the
yeah.
hackers into the same lobby
Yep.
and just see what happens.
Fall
'Cause, like-
Guys hacker stream.
Yeah, because I think in Warzone, if you get reported for hacking X amount of times, they review it, but it's a manual review process. It's not like an actual like process where like if you hit it, you just get banned or timed out or suspended or whatever. So what they do is if you get hit that specific mark, you just get thrown into a hacker lobby until like you eventually get
Fine.
banned. But I think that's great. I think that's fucking great.
Mm.
Just throw all the hackers together. Especially in Fall Guys, dude. Imagine Hexagon.
Yeah.
That game's never ending. That game's never ending if you have flight hacks. If everyone has flight hacks, the game's never ending. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Just see how much of their life they're gonna waste just
Sitting
stay
there.
there.
Like
Yeah.
Sit-
who
sitting
has
there
the
for-
biggest-
for-
who has the biggest willpower at that point.
It's just another
like-
Mr. Beast challenge at that point.
Oh god. Yeah.
I know that 2020 is not over yet, but do you guys have like a favorite game of the year so far? You think Andy's probably gonna say Fall Guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Fall Guys too. Honestly, if I don't know, like I think the
yeah.
thing is like I just don't play that many like new games. Like I just picked up Apex Legends this year,
Yeah.
and I'm loving it. But like, you know, I play like Minecraft, Apex, GTA, like all those kind of older like titles, I guess.
Mhm.
But Fall Guys, this is like one of the few games that I've actually bought this year, and it's definitely like going at the top of my list.
Yeah. Honestly, like I know Modern Warfare didn't come out this year, but Warzone has been like a really good game for me. Like as much as I enjoy regular Call of Duty multiplayer, Warzone, like even with all the issues that it's had, is still a great game. Fuck the new LMG, but still like really good. So I'm actually gonna say Warzone specifically and not Modern Warfare. I'm interested to see what they do with Cold War, because that'll come out at the end November 13th, I believe. So yeah, for me it's got to be Warzone. I play it too much. Fall Guys is a close second, but Warzone's just too good.
Mhm.
Ashton? For me, I was gonna say Halo Infinite, but like two games that I'm looking forward to. They both push back, but Halo Infinite and Cyberpunk 2077. So
Mhm.
I haven't played it yet, but I'm planning on game sharing it off my friend. I want to play through Ghost of Tsushima. That looks really good.
Yeah, that does.
So I'm excited for that.
I played a game called Spiritfarer recently that came out like a week ago, and it's like this cute little indie game. It's kind of like pixel piracy. Like you kind of build a ship.
What?
You build up on a ship, and you're essentially like a kid version of like that guy who like sends people to their deaths like on the boat. What's his name? Like Charon or something.
What?
Oh, I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
like you.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
You kind of like it would be good for furries because there are furries in that game. I'm not a furry, just to confirm, but if there are any furries listening, go check it out. There's some good cushion there.
So there's some good fur there.
Good fur in there. But it's really good. I like the soundtrack. I believe it's traditionally animated. So that's cool too. I like traditionally animated games. Yeah, like Cuphead and stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
That's my game of the year, I think, so far. What else came out this year? This year is kind of a shit year for games.
Yeah.
Unless you're actually the later this year is gonna pop off because all the consoles and the console exclusives are coming out. So I'm holding off on.
Except for the new Xbox.
Isn't it coming out at the end of this year?
No, they pushed it back till 2021 last time I checked.
Oh, get fucking wrecked. No one's gonna get it now. Everyone's gonna get the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, no.
Rip Xbox.
I mean, it also sucks because like there was no E3 this year. Like, so we have nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like there's a bunch of like individual shows that throughout that E3 week because they were already producing games, you're already producing trailers and stuff like that. You might as well continue to produce those. But it just didn't have the same effect. And like a lot of E3, I know a lot of E3 is like stuff for like the next year, not even like this year, or even like in 2 years and shit like that. But like even then, it's still like I'm still kind of holding out on like this year just to see what like happens at the end. But this year's just been kind of scuffed because of like there's been a lot of weird shit. Like there's no BlizzCon this year, so we don't get to know when Overwatch 2 is finally coming out. Fuck.
Oh man.
Yeah. Are there any announcements that you guys saw during the summer that you were excited about though? I know I saw a couple. I like the new Spider-Man. I think
Miles Morales looks really good.
That one looks good.
But I want to know Ashton's game of the year real quick though.
Oh yeah. Didn't you say it was?
I'm looking through shit that's being released. I completely forgot Last of Us has been released. I can't really put a vote on that because like I am nowhere close to being done with that. Or fuck. I'm trying to think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, you're good. I haven't really touched that many new games now that I'm thinking about it. I've kind of been like playing catch up on old games and stuff like that. I know early in the year I bought what was it? Journey to the Savage Planet. That was a lot of fun. So maybe that
Doom
just
Eternal came out this year.
I was about to say, Doom Eternal came out this year. Animal Crossing also came
Animal
out this
Crossing
year.
came out this year. What am I saying?
It did? Oh my
love Animal
god.
Crossing.
Yeah, dude.
Wait,
I actually
Pokemon
just
came out
looked it
this
up.
week.
No, Pokemon was less.
I'm looking at new.
I have kind of a weird one. Jackbox Party Pack 6 has been like really good to me this year. Like I'm a big fan of like all of the Jackbox like I guess like releases and stuff. 5 was like kind of but it's not necessarily like what you would think of when you think of gaming, you know. Like I think it's just kind of a general like thing that you can do in like a group setting that like a lot of people can get behind. But I think it's just really fun just to kind of you know, just like interact with like your friends in that kind of way. Because there's just so much like weird stuff in those games that you can do.
It sets up for a lot of good bits.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares 2 is supposed to be coming out this year, so excited for that. Because
Watch Dogs Legion.
That's true.
Good. I'm gonna make my army of grandmas. Very excited for that.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
I have to finish the first one.
Yes, there have been a lot of good games out this year. It's just a matter of us remembering what came out this year.
Microsoft Flight Simulator, the thing that takes like 20 terabytes.
Dude, I was about to say that as a joke.
My favorite game this year is Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Dude, I was about to say that shit as a joke. I was like, Microsoft Flight Simulator, what the fuck is this?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well is supposed to come out.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
lot of good
All I'm
games.
saying is this year there's gonna be like 3 house flipper DLCs, so I'm very excited
God.
to start flipping more houses, getting more options. Very excited.
I want them to add more DLC to Versailles cleanup detail. That's what I care about.
Oh my god.
Viscera cleanup detail. Oh my god, that game is so good.
Right? Next
Kind
video.
of off topic. I just found my
What's that?
AirPods that I've been looking for like a week. So
Probably
Please
good.
lost
he
them
lost
again.
them
Congrats,
They're
you
gone
lost them
again.
again.
out
Yeah.
of sight, out of mind.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question before we close this out, because we're actually getting close to an hour now.
Oh.
I'm just waiting for my lag to go away, because
Yeah, that's fine.
me at the fucking wall. Okay, we're good. All right. So, favorite video game moment from your past? Like, what is like your favorite video game moment? Whether it's you playing a multiplayer game, whether it's like a moment in a game that like just threw you off and you just weren't ready for it. If it's a spoiler, say it's a spoiler. But I want to hear like what you guys have as like your favorite gaming moment ever.
Can I go first for this? I actually have it like ready.
Yeah.
All right.
I was playing zombies with my friend Tyler. That's like one of the main things that we play, and we're doing it in World War II. And like it was just the one map, and we fucking started this late, and it was like ended up being like 2 in the morning. He gets down, and I think we're around like 20, 25 or something. And I think I'm like down a lower level on like that first map for anyone who's played World War II zombies.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like the big fuckers that are there. I'm like down in the basement. They're on like the ground level, like on the surface, and I hear them in the basement. There's about 20 of them marching in sync, and I come up, and they're all like together, like a thing of cards. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever fucking seen. I just start screaming, and I end up getting yelled at because I'm being loud. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting this.
Oh man.
That's
I think that's
good.
one of my favorite moments.
Dude, those things are fucking annoying as shit to deal with, because
Oh my
they
God,
take,
yeah.
even with pack-a-punch guns, they take mags on mags. Like, that shit's fucking insane.
My favorite thing to do was, I found the thing that you do where I got the 9-barrel rocket launcher that, for whatever reasons, in fucking World War II zombies. Makes no fucking sense. I ran a flak jacket and then the perk that gave me unlimited ammo.
Oh no.
It just ran the 9-barrel rocket launcher.
Oh my god.
I think I have mine. Spoiler alert for the video game series Bioshock. But I'm off to talk about Bioshock again. So basically Bioshock 1 and 2 were related. They were in the underwater city, but Bioshock Infinite, they didn't make it clear in any way that it was related to like the underwater city. It was almost like it was in another universe. And then a DLC came out for Bioshock Infinite called Burial at Sea, which took the characters from Infinite and put them in the world of Bioshock 1 and 2. And it was like, what are they doing here? Like, what's going on? And then it was like alternate universes and stuff. But basically, they used that DLC to connect the ending of Bioshock Infinite into the beginning of Bioshock 1 and 2, and then the cycle continues. And it was just such a creative way to like end a series that I think I've ever seen. It has to do like alternate universes and stuff, but it was just really cool to see. And the ending song was La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf, and it was just like such an emotional moment for like anyone who's played it, because you get so attached to the characters. And because Bioshock 1 and 2 and Infinite had such a long time between them, it must have been really emotional for those people who played 1 and 2 and then Infinite to see that world again, you know? But yeah, that was my favorite moment, I think.
Sorry, my dog started barking randomly, and I had to like bang on the floor to like get someone's
It's because your
attention
dog
to-
agreed with
Shut up!
That's cool that
That
they
was
actually
pretty
thought to
good.
release the DLC to like connect those things too, because like they didn't
Yeah.
have to do that, you know. But
They actually hinted at like a connection. Like the DLC just like made those connections more clear, but the connections were made like as the game was released. Like they were all there. You just had it was cool.
I guess for me, I think that some of my favorite moments in gaming have more to do with like just scenarios that happen, but like it's so hard to describe because you know like and this is kind of why I like doing YouTube so much right now is like you know such as Andy jumping off the roof like Burb Mart when we were playing TCT, like stuff like that where it's just something that happens that's so funny that you just can't like breathe when you're like laughing, but I'd have to say, at least for something that I can actually describe pretty well, it has actually happened kind of recently, like over winter break. We were playing Minecraft Walls on Hypixel, and this is a game that like we've been playing for like a while. But me and my friend Jake were like the last people left, and it was us two versus 5 other people, and they killed him like right at the beginning of the fight. And then I 1v5'd an entire team of people in like that game. Like, and we had been like struggling like that whole game, but like I actually like, you know, 1v5'd and then we just like won it. And we were just all like so like hype about it that it was kind of like kind of a fun moment. I just got, what the fuck? Sorry. Discord is, we're good. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, but just some of those moments where it's like, you know, like the pressure is just like on, and then it's just like, you know, you actually come out on top. Like there's this like no better feeling. Like almost Andy in Fall Guys yesterday. Then he he missed the crown.
Bro, I don't want to talk about it. Don't have to bully me about it. I had a nightmare about it, man. Like, you don't have to fucking bring
Did
this
you
shit
really?
up. Yes.
Oh.
It's traumatic when you fuck up like that.
Chris, what about the time you killed 3 people with 1 thermite grenade?
Okay, that was pretty cool too. Like that was a pretty cool Apex moment. Yeah, that I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. That was something special. I didn't even realize it happened too until like I thought about it after the game. I was like, holy fuck! Like I killed people with 1 grenade, like 3 people with 1 grenade. It's like whoa. Andy, what about you?
I think mine's probably gotta be like at Super Smash Con like 2018. I think was what it was. It was when I went. Fuck, I could do. It's been 2 years. Holy shit. That's crazy. Just like being there with like a bunch of friends and like actually showing up to a tournament and like actually performing like decently well for like myself. It was probably like the best feeling in the world. Because I exceeded my own expectations. And I also did it like with my friends around too. So it was just a really good feeling to be like, hey, like all this time, all this effort that I've put into this fucking game is actually paying off now. And I'm like actually seeing like, I'm not like getting paid. I'm not like at that level yet, but I'm actually like seeing results from that. I think I went like 3-2 or 4-2 before I was eliminated. And like I was eliminated by like the number 1 seed in the pool. And I was also eliminated by like the number 4 seed in the pool. I was like, I'm not expected to beat these people at all. So I'm not mad that I lost. And it was just a good, like the environment there was just so good. Like that's got to be one of the best feelings. It's like putting a lot of time into just a game and just seeing some reward out of it. Yeah, that's got to be it for me. Even though I don't play that game anymore competitively, so you know, rip. But
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that'll be it for our podcast for today because I'm gonna lose my fucking mind with this lag.
And the dogs.
And the dogs too, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. If you want to see more content from us, whether it be gaming videos or more podcasts. I'm gonna try and fix the lag within the next couple of days. If I don't, punch me. That's an open invitation. So yeah, if you guys want to see more content from us, please subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications for whenever a new video goes live. What the fuck?
You got punched.
I punched my webcam off of its.
Holy shit. So yeah, go check everyone out in the description below if you want to go check everyone out. I know Ashton's streaming. He's I don't know if he's consistent. I can't remember. He's gonna be streaming tonight. But yeah.
I'm
go check
trying
Chris
to
out.
be.
He's starting his YouTube and his Twitch stuff up. I'm getting back on that YouTube grind as well. Merlyn's doing her music shit. So go check that stuff out. It'll all be in the description below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye.